program or HPSBCP is one of the major funding opportunities for PES SBCs. This is based on their activities and report submission of the previous year. IEEE PES Kerala Chapter, in collaboration with IEEE PES Chapter Student Activities Committee (CSAC), is organizing the IEEE PES HPSBCP 21 Guidance Program. This training program will cover various topics such as the HPSBCP criteria and reporting, best practices for the SBCs, and the importance of STEP and other collaborative initiatives. I, Nanda Kishore, Travancore Hub Student Representative of IEEE PES Kerala Chapter, welcomes each and everyone present here to the IEEE PES HPSBCP 21 Guidance Program. So let's begin. He is currently working as a junior engineer in the track machines department at Indian Railways. Currently serving as the student transition and elevation team lead, IEEE PES YP Kerala, and South India representative, IEEE PES CSAC. We would now like to invite you, Engineer K.S. Sharan, Student Activity Coordinator of IEEE PES Kerala Chapter, to deliver the welcome address. So please.
Thank you so much, Nanda Kishore. So a warm good evening to all the students, advisors, and CSAC team, as well as the PES Kerala Chapter Execom out there. So it's a very honorable day that we are glad to meet together to conduct the HPSBCP 2021 guidance program, which is particularly focused to the office bearers of PES SBCs in Thiago Alencar, who is currently serving as the chair of IEEE PES CSAC team. Then moving on, we have the much eminent personality, Engineer A.K. Suhail sir, who is currently serving as the chair of IEEE PES Kerala Chapter. Then we have Mr. Anandu S. Kumar, who is the YP Activities Coordinator of IEEE PES Young Professionals Kerala, as well as the R1 to R10 representative of IEEE PES STEP representative of STEP coordinator of IEEE PES CSAC team, and myself, K. Sharan, and I'm currently volunteering as the student activities coordinator of IEEE PES CSAC team, IEEE PES Kerala Chapter, as well as the South India representative too, focusing on IEEE Kerala section and IEEE PES CSAC team. And finally, I would like to welcome all the delegates, the students, the advisors, all the office bearers, as well as the honorable PES CSAC team who have attended the event. So I hope it will be a very useful event, and let us all make this event interactive and a very good learning process. So thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your words. Engineer Suhail A.K., Chairperson, IEEE PES Kerala Chapter, who is also the founding treasurer of IEEE PES Kerala section. Under his leadership, IEEE PES Kerala Chapter won the Outstanding Chapter Award and many more. Sir, it is an honor to have you among us. I now invite you to deliver the chairman's address. Sir, please.
Hello, audible Anna?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Dr. Thiago Alencar, Engineer Saran, Anandu, Nandakishore, Vignesh, Rashid, officers of the Student Branch Chapters, and my dear friends. A very warm good evening to all of you. Hope all of you are safe and enjoy good health. PES Kerala Chapter made remarkable growth in the last 5 years. In 2015 AGM, Annual General Meeting, the chapter faced a question from a student representative, what you're doing for the student members. That was a poignant question and an eye-opener. In fact, we were not doing much at that time. We decided to change the scenario. In 2016, we organized an All Kerala Student Congress and several other educational and training programs beneficial for the students. From 400 members and 4 SBCs in 2015, we are now close to 4,000 members and 43 SBs today, of which 90% are student members. We have about 100 senior members, 10 live senior members, 150 professional members, 70 GSM, and so on. Interestingly, 45% of the members are women. Today, students play a dominant role in the chapter activities. As you know, we have a student leader team, PSYP team, women in power team, etc. We are happy to see our members in global committees and forums. We are targeting 5,000 members and over 50 student branch chapters by the end of this year. We understand that activities bring more members and more members create more activities. Even during lockdown conditions under pandemic, various units of PES Kerala chapter are active. You know that recently we had held Orion, a 6-day techno festival in which the members could showcase their talents and creativity, and it was a very interesting program. And many other events like Triac are under pipeline, and DLPs were organized. Chapter, as you know, this year is organizing the APEEC 2021, which is a flagship program of an international conference. These are all great achievements from the chapter side. It's a challenge to sustain the growth and retention of members. High performance performing student branch chapter program, HPSBCP, is designed with the purpose, this purpose. It is also a great funding opportunity, as was mentioned by Nanda Kishore. For PES student branch chapters based on their activities and report submission. PES Kerala chapter is immensely happy to collaborate with the IEEE PES Chapter Student Activities Committee, CSAC, in organizing the IEEE PES HPSBCP 21 guidance program. I'm sure this program will help SBCs, student branch chapters, to plan, monitor, execute, and report their activities. We are very lucky to have Dr. Thiago Alankar, Chair IEEE PES CSAC, to talk to you on how to improve ranking and funding in HPSBCP, the criteria, and of course, the quality reporting. Dr. Thiago is the icon of knowledge, leadership, abundant energy, and enthusiasm. All aspects of this HPSBC award will be covered in the session by young leaders. By applying what you learned today, you will bring glory and funding to your chapter. I'm sure a good planning, failing to plan is planning to fail. That's a jargon. So with a good planning approach, I'm sure you will improve a lot in your performance and in your achievement. I wish the session a very fruitful and enjoyable session next coming hours. Over to Saran, who is next talking?
Sir, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I would now like to invite Engineer K.S. Sharan to discuss about PES CSAC, its overview, and how IEEE PES Kerala chapter supports SBCs. So please.
Yes, thank you so much, Nanda Kishore. So I think we have been getting participants from the CSAC as well as other teams. So a great welcome over there. I can see a few names: Hasala, Thiago, as everyone has joined, and also the representatives, country representatives, and region representatives have joined. So a great welcome. So I'll just start with my presentation right now. So can one just confirm whether it is visible and I'm audible in the right sense?
Yes, sir. You're audible and it's visible.
Yes, thank you so much. So in this presentation, to start with IEEE PES HPSBCP 2021 guidance program, I would like to give you a very brief overview about the IEEE PES CSAC and its motives, its objectives, and why the PES CSAC team is working as a team, as a very effective team. So starting with the IEEE PES CSAC team. So it actually refers to the PES Chapter Student Activities Committee, and it actually coordinates more than 500 IEEE PES Student Branch Chapters across the world. And coming to the student activities, it includes the HPSBCP, obviously, the PES Day activities, Networking Without Borders initiative, Renewable Energy for the schools, Zero Hunger Day, and so on. And coming to the team, so what is the motivation for such a team to be built up is basically 3 points. So it has been observed that the number of SBCs or the PES SBCs were increasing, and there was a difficulty to manage all these. And there was a high number of PES SBCs with 0 members. And the third thing was there was a problem when it came to the point that the transition from student to YP or a young professional seemed to be very less. So these were the 3 basic motives or the motivations that the IEEE PES CSAC team had taken into consideration. And coming to the goals, or what are their objectives that the PES CSAC team is trying to cover, is first one, to keep the sustainable growth of the PES SBCs, obviously, because when it comes to PES, the student branch chapters are the soul and the backbone of the society. So it is very important that we focus on the sustainable growth of the PES SBCs. And second, to decrease the percentage of PES SBCs with 0 members. So I think, as you all know, for all the first year IEEE members, the PES student membership is absolutely free. So that is one great opportunity which, the PES takes into consideration to take up this point. And the third one is to improve the management and mentoring of PES SBCs with high growth in the number of PES SB chapters in the future. Then to make the volunteers more active and engaged through new PES activities. Then, as I mentioned earlier, to focus on the transition from students to YPs. So I might have heard about the initiative STEP, that is Student Transition and Elevation Partnership Program. So I myself and Anantu S. Kumar will detail it in detail in the future presentations. And finally, in providing training and more leadership opportunities to the future PES leaders in different levels, such as countries, IEEE regions, and global. You'll be seeing that in the coming presentations. So coming to the chapter overview. So as you can see, year by year, there has been a very rapid growth in the number of IEEE PES Student Branch Chapters. And right now, we have reached more than 500 IEEE PES Student Branch Chapters. And, we are carrying so much titles. And regarding the growth, I think Thiago will be a better person to comment on that. But, we can be proud that the society is growing at a greater pace. And coming to the CSAC organization chart, as you can see, the IEEE Parliamentary Society has different subcommittees, which include the membership and image, the chapters, technical activities, publications, education, meetings, and new initiatives. So when it comes to the chapters, so the IEEE PES CSAC organization chart is particularly focused into the chapters, where there will be a CSAC chair. So right now we have Dr. Thiago Alenkar, who is leading as the PES CSAC chair, followed by a PES CSAC advisor. Then we have various subcommittees such as marketing, communications, regional coordinators, awards and recognitions, educational activities. So right now we have the Region 10 regional coordinator, who is Mr. John Benedict, who is the Region 10 coordinator, followed by 3 India representatives, which is divided into 1 North India representative and 2 South India representatives. So I myself is focusing on IEEE Kerala section, since we have around 43 IEEE PES SBCs, which is actually coordinating all the PES SBC chapters. So that is a very brief overview of the organization chart. So here you can see the current 2021 IEEE PES positions. So, coming to my, fellow representatives, I have a very vibrant team of RTN, as well as, the other country representatives. So you can see the brief posters of all those here. And coming to the activities. So as you can see, like, there are different kinds of categories or activities which the PES CSAC has taken into consideration for the SBCs to focus. So you can see the pre-university activities, that is the activities which are meant for the schools. So you might be aware of the PES RES, or the Renewable Energy in School for Kids. The second classification is the PES SB chapter programs, which includes the the PES Day celebrations, the HPSBCP, the PES Global Student Congress, national meetings, regional meetup, chapter revitalization, everything. And then comes the STEP initiatives, which is actually focused on the transition thing. And finally, you can see a PES CSAC leadership program, which actually makes sure that all these activities are well guided by a suitable team of leaders, which will be for the final coordination team for the coordination. And coming to the PES Networking Without Borders initiative. So what is the motivation? So since I've mentioned earlier, when it comes to IEEE and PES in general, you can see that there are a large number of regions and as well as sections which has been classified into. So there is a difficulty of managing the activities in these sections with large territories. So what happens is the Networking Without Borders, as the name suggests, is one particular initiative which tries to connect members to create projects together, then to bring up collaborative projects or events or initiatives between chapters, sections, WIP, Women in Power, and PES Young Professionals as well. The advantages are, finally, it prepares the students to become good engineers in an international environment. And also the members prepare students to become active young professionals, which in turn helps you to shape your career. So that is one great initiative that is taken by the PES CSAC. And coming to the PES CSAC leadership program. So as I mentioned, we have various levels of leaderships or leaders in the PES CSAC. So if you're very much curious and very much eager to volunteer with the CSAC team, you can see that the most important or the fundamental thing actually starts from your college or your PES SBC. So if you are a very vibrant as well as a PES SB chapter volunteer, then you'll be eligible to elevate as a PES SBC chapter board member, followed by a country representative, followed by regional coordinators, chapter positions, and finally leading into top other positions of the PES CSAC. So what I suggest is the right time to lead and coordinate is like focusing on your college and following on certain criteria or guidelines provided by the CSAC, which will ultimately lead to the betterment of your PES SBC as well as a volunteer of yourself. So you can check out the PES CSAC website and social media. So we have a very vibrant and updated social medias in Facebook, YouTube, Telegram, and also the PES CSAC website, which is available in English, Portuguese, and Spanish version. So coming to the second initiative, as I've told earlier, pre-university programs is one certain thing which I believe we Kerala section should focus on. So as you can see, the renewable energy in schools was a very vibrant activity put forward by IEEE PES CSAC. So you can see the images of India as well as activities held in India and Sri Lanka. And the next great initiative, I think many of you had heard about it because I think it's a huge hit among the student members and GSM members out there. That is the IEEE PES Student Congress. So these are the glances of third IEEE PES Student Congress, which was held in Sao Paulo, Brazil. So, and this is actually the fourth edition or the 2020 IEEE PES Global Student Congress, which was actually held online. And I think Hasala has been leading the IEEE PES Global Student Congress. So you can see that there have been 2,300 registrations from more than 78 IEEE countries, and 117 IEEE PES SB chapter representatives were selected, and it was coordinated with 4 PES co-hosts, including Canada, Tunisia, Brazil, and Sri Lanka. So let me just give an idea. So this is one great event which the PES put forward to you to connect, network, learn, and experience a new event as such. So I hope the next one will be a physical and you'll get a very brief chance to attend it. And coming to the HPSBCP, so this will be the main agenda of our event. So this is yet another initiative which actually guides the PES SBCs by providing them a suitable ranking according to the diversity and the quality of the events that they are conducting, and finally they'll be allotted with the funding according to the ranking of the colleges. So there are several categories. I will not be elaborating because I think Tiago will be covering all the categories and mentioning you all the guidelines as such. So to wind up, you can always contact or any query can be reported to the IEEE.pes.csac@gmail.com. And coming to the IEEE PES Kerala chapter. So as I'll just start with a very brief introduction. So right now we are a very huge family, closing near to 4,000 members with more than 3,500 student members, 90 plus GSM members, more than 50 senior members, more than 10 live senior members, and more than 100 YP members, with more than 210 professional members, and with 43 SPCs leading. So this is the very brief PES Kerala chapter Exicom of 2021, which is led by Engineer A.K. Suher sir as the chair, Shobha Manakal ma'am as the vice chair, and Ajit Gobi sir as the vice chair, and Bobby Phillips sir as the secretary. So we have a very dedicated student activities subcommittee. So we have a mentor, we have 2 VSACs, 1 industrial relations coordinator, 1 technical activities coordinator, and we have the immediate past student activities coordinator for guiding us as well. And finally, you can see the very backbone of the student activities, which is ultimately the student leadership team 2021, which is led by Mr. Vignesh Haridas being the student representative, and Devika Muralidharan as the WIP student representative. And we have more than 16 student volunteers from more than 10 SBCs who are leading the activities and coordinating with more than 43 SBCs as well. Coming to the achievements, so we have been the largest society chapter in the world in terms of membership count, the largest PES chapter in the world with 43 SBCs, secured 2nd rank in IEEE HPCP program, as well as the PES chapter social media contest. And the satisfaction comes when many of our volunteers are right now in global volunteering positions of CSAC, Smart Village Community, IEEE PES YP, etc. So the main thing which I'm trying to convey is how as an SBC of IEEE PES Kerala chapter, you can coordinate with the chapter, or how as a chapter we are focusing on the SPCs by categorizing our events according to the HPSBCP. So to give us very brief summary, we guide SPCs with their formation and orientation. We support them with member development sessions and also making them aware of the member benefits. Then we provide a platform for collaborations and connecting with other IEEE PES student chapters in Kerala. Then obviously technical support for activities, let it be any speaker, let it be any virtual industry connections, we provide it like that. And finally, we ensure the proper channel of communication with IEEE PES governing bodies. For example, right now the event which you're witnessing is a collaboration of IEEE PES CSAC. So we are very much honored to connect IEEE PES Kerala chapter with IEEE PES CSAC team. So coming to the HPSBCP, so Tiago will be briefing it. So the very first focus, or the very first category or criteria that comes under HPSBCP is the technical activities. So what I'm going to discuss in the next 5 minutes will be the certain domains of events, which you can try out, and apart from that, you can build your own creative events from this. And also the past and the recent IEEE PES Kerala chapter events, which are aligned to the technical activities, I'll be sharing with you. So I think it will help you to conduct similar or better events, in fact, in your SBC and also in collaboration with the chapter. So you can see when it comes to technical activities, you can look forward to workshops, webinars, technical talks, technical competitions, panel discussions, DLPs, which is a distinguished lecturer program. So as you can see, in the past, IEEE PES Kerala chapter has conducted several distinguished lecture programs, then competitions like home energy auditing, then remembering legends, which was actually one particular initiative to remember, birthdays or birthdays of famous scientists such as Thomas Alva Edison, Benjamin Franklin, etc. Then various other webinars on power systems and power energy society, power energy sectors, then automation. Then finally, dedicated let it be a 1 week or several weeks workshop, which are dedicated in training and certifying students in skill sets and various other practical domains. So TRIAC was one such initiative which the chapter focused in the technical activities. Then the second category which you should look forward to is the tours and the technical visits. So in the right side, you can see a particular pic, which was actually a IV or a industrial visit, which was conducted by the IEEE PES Young Professionals Kerala back in 2019 or 20, I believe. So, sorry. So we visited the very famous Kudankulam nuclear power plant project in India, particularly in Kanyakumari. So, it was a very great learning experience which we had in mind. And I recommend all the students to, make such a trip or make such a learning process after the pandemic, has been done with. So, how the chapter is supporting you or, helping you focus on this with the initiative in the left side, that is the PES ION initiative or the PES Industrial Orientation Initiative. So, this initiative has been launched 2 months before But since we had the second wave of pandemic back together, we plan to postpone it some days forward. But very soon it will be again push. It will be coming again, and you can look forward to it. So I recommend all you guys to focus on this virtual IVs as well as physical IVs in your SPCs as well. Then coming to the member retention activities. So we have been focusing on membership development sessions. So what happens is either we conduct a collective event for all the SPCs, or you as a SPC office bearer, you can contact us to conduct several member development sessions at your college. So you can see several membership development sessions which were held at Vimal Jyoti, NSS, Rajagiri, everything. So you can just contact us, and we'll be glad to help you out with member retention activities. Or just forget it, after 1 or 2 months we'll be coming up with initiatives. You can just collaborate with us and we'll be helping you out. And so as I mentioned earlier, the first year memberships are a very vital inclusion in the PS family. So that is where we included we brought forward the initiative First Steps. So the First Steps was actually focused on motivating and inspiring the first years or the first IEEE members into PES. So it has been a very successful event in encouraging students, and I believe it has been a major factor in increasing the membership to more than 3,500 in the current phase. And coming to the PS membership recognition activities, so this is yet another category of the high HPSBCP. So we make sure that all our members who volunteer passionately for the society are recognized every year with student as well as YP awards. So we have been providing with outstanding student volunteer awards, outstanding women in power volunteer awards, outstanding advisor awards, and also outstanding YP awards. So these are the several category awards that IEEE PES Kerala chapter provides or uses to recognize our passionate volunteers. Apart from that, we make sure that we meet regularly, we interact, we provide or exchange suggestions. So in the left side, you can see in the student leadership team meetup, this was basically a 2020 meetup, which was led by Mr. Anandu Kumar. So we had the opportunity to meet the 2020 team as well as the 2021 team as well as the YP team, and had a very great interactive session for brainstorming. Then comes the IEEE PS step. So this will be very, this is a very important criteria, and it will be very explained by Anandu Kumar. But coming to the activities, so we have been regularly conducting back from 2019-18, we have been regularly conducting step events. So you can see the step events which were conducted for several colleges. And back in 2020 or 2019-20, I believe, we were we collaborated with the IEEE Young Professionals. We were funded from there, and we organized the physical IEEE PS step, where we received more than 100 participants, and it proved to be a very effective tool to increase the transition, and the event was a very great success. So we wished to organize the same within 1 or 2 months in the coming year. And when it comes to the women in power activities, so IEEE PES Kerala chapter has a very aligned or has a very distinguished focus on the women in power. We have women in power leadership student leaders in our team, as well as we have 2 women in power representatives from each and every SPCs. So they are the soul and the backbone of all our activities. So you can see the power talks or the women of wisdom or the Orion. All these are certain webinars or webinar sessions by student or women student leaders. And when it comes to Orion, as Suhair sir has rightly mentioned, it was a 6-day extravaganza, which proved to be a tech fest model type, which aimed to build the soft skills and everything. Let it be every element of a student. The women in power activities were very much aligned in helping the IEEE PES Kerala chapter. So this is yet another area where the IEEE PES Kerala chapter aligns with the HPSBCP. And coming to the humanitarian activities, we are right now putting forward the the search innovative DIY. So the this is actually a very practical based project motivated event, and right now the proposals have already been out, and you can actually look forward and apply to the particular event as a team. I think the instructions have already been put forward. The next humanitarian activity was reliable and accessible water with clean energy, which was a project aimed to provide water supply to a tribal village with the help of solar energy. So this was a very successful project, and it was touching the lives of the common people as well. Then this is yet another challenge which we thought and in fact implemented in the pandemic time, which is the robo sanitizer challenge. So we tried to educate and encourage students to bring forward robotics prototypes or models, which in one way or the other, which will be a solution for the pandemic. So the robo sanitizer model prototype was actually the goal of this particular challenge. And when it comes to the PS Day, I'm very proud to say that the IEEE PES Kerala chapter as well has been organizing more than 80 or 100 plus events from the chapter itself, and the volunteers have been great. In fact, from India, the events have been very great. And coming to the interaction, the final category of the SPSBCP, all the SPCs are expected, or for their well-being, are expected to interact with other IEEE units, SBs, sections, YP affinity groups, PS young professionals, V affinity groups, and also PS student branch chapters of the same as well as other countries. So how, what are the interactions that the IEEE PES Kerala chapter does is we regularly have the advisors meet. So back 2 3 weeks or something, we had the advisors meet. Then we had the PS one-on-one where we interacted with you guys, that is the chairs, vice chairs, secretaries of each and every SPCs. Then we have the WIP representatives meeting once in 2 months. So these are certain interactions we try to put forward from the chapter side. And coming to the educational activities, we make sure that we how to execute successful BTech projects is one signature event that the chapter puts forward to the students, which helps in bringing forward quality projects and converting it to them into genuine research papers at the end. And apart from that, we also encourage the students with the IEEE PES Day quiz. And as Suhair sir has rightly mentioned, we are right now focusing on conference activities, which is the APEC 2021 or the IEEE PES Asia Pacific Power Energy Engineering Conference, which is supposed to be held in 21st to 23 November 2021. And we also had collaborations with IPRICON 2021, which is held and organized mainly by College of Engineering, Karnapalli. And coming to the other activities, we make sure that we provide a platform for all the student branch chapters and the students to come together to learn and interact. Like the PS has the PS Global Student Congress, the Kerala chapter has the All Kerala PS Student Colloquium. So every year we conduct it. It is our signature event. We make sure all our members are recognized, appreciated, and like a learning process will be there, leadership programs will be there. We make sure that the All Kerala PS Student Congress Colloquium is a signature event every year. And apart from that, last year, IEEE for Sustainable Future Summit was one great event where we collaborated with the HSC site, and it was actually focused in providing a sustainable future and encouraging students as well as the other professionals in this particular domain. And apart from that, apart from the AKPES Student Congress, we have also started with the All Kerala PS Young Professionals Colloquium, because our PS Young Professionals Kerala team has been very vibrant right now, and it is right now led by Anand Kumar. So, we are getting better in terms of the professional and the YP count itself. And coming to the next very important thing, which many of our people, tend to forget, is the e-news update. So, if you look into the PES HPSBCP criteria, which Thiago will discuss, the e-news update, or every month, once your events are have been concluded, please make sure that your events have been reported or sent to the e-news portal. So you can just Google PS e-news and you can see the formality. There will be a standardized format to submit your report, and I think it is to be submitted before 7th of every month. So if you do this, your activities will be featured in the global, and it will be sent to all the global IEEE and PES members around the world. So HPSBCP takes this into account, and to set a role model, IEEE PES Kerala chapter regularly make sure that our activities are featured in the e-news. So you can see the screenshot where the PS Day 2021 IEEE PES Kerala chapter updates has been featured in the in the previous month, and various other activities from the chapter has also been updated in the e-news. And so this is a very brief idea of the HPSBCP, or the High Performing Student Branch Chapter program. So I'm not, getting this into detail because Thiago will be guiding you. But in a summary, you are eligible up to funding up to $1,000 with a minimum funding of $150, and any active SBC, which has properly, reported their officer and event, and also the SPSBCP reporting are eligible for this event. And last year, 22 SBCs from IEEE PES Kerala chapter were eligible for the funding and bagged a total of $4,650. And keep in mind, this session is important because the deadline for the HPSBCP 2021 is the 31st of July 2021. So this is, our recognition or appreciation to all the SPCs who have received the funding in the global ranking last year. So this is a very brief idea of the PES CSAC team and the IEEE PES Kerala chapter, and how IEEE PES Kerala chapter aligns with the CSAC team and their objectives, like the HPSBCP 2021, and also guides the SPCs and gives ideas on how you can implement and collaborate and come and move forward with the chapter to improve, your SPC as well, to grow, to make sure that the chapter grows and, all our volunteers grows together as well. So this is KS Sharan. So, I hope it was a very fruitful session for you, but the main agenda or the main thing will be covered by Thiago in the next session. So thank you all. If you have any doubts, please feel free to, just put it in the chat box or type or just interact with me at the end of the session. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your words. Moving forward, he is the IEEE Region 9 HAC Chair, IEEE Region 9 Site Coordinator, and IEEE HAC Communication Committee Member. He is also the IEEE PES CSAC Chapter Student Activities Committee Chair, PES Student Chapter Coordinator of Regions 1 to 10, PES YP Committee Member, YP Committee Membership Development Coordinator, IEEE YP Representative at IEEE PES HAC, and PES Student Representative in the PES Long Range Planning Committee. It is with great honor that I welcome Dr. Thiago Alankar to answer the question, how to improve ranking and funding in HPSBCP 21, and also to give us insights on the criteria and how to improve the quality of reporting. So please.
Thank you for the nice introduction. Also, thank you for the great presentation. Before I will talk today, it's my pleasure to be here again with you in Kerala section. And also, I would like to congratulate Kerala section for the outstanding activity that you have done. We are part of the PES, is so proud to see the outstanding collaboration between student chapters and PES section chapters in Kerala. And to guide you and support you how you can improve your activities today, I will make one presentation about the high performance and what you are what is the expectation about the high performance and how you can improve, not for the report for this year, but also how you can improve in the second semester of the year to become better chapters and get better position in the next year too. Okay. To start my presentation, I will share my screen with you. Let me only turn on my camera here to share the screen. Okay, so as I told you, it's my pleasure to be here, and for today I will cover all the expectation about the high performers. Okay, and also I will provide you a few suggestions based on the past report that you received from Kerala. Kerala section was one of the sections that submitted the largest number of reports across the globe in the last year. And we are looking forward to receive more outstanding report for this year. Only to remember you, by the end of this month, all the chapters across the globe should to report their activities based on the last year activities, not is not the expectation to report your activities for this year. Every year you have call for high performance reports, and the high performance reports is based on the previous year's activities. Okay, but it is important to understand what is the expectation for the high performance, so you can make a successful planning for achieve better chapter activities for this year too. So only to remember you, the high performance, you provide $1,000 to the best chapters in the global, and also you have regional rewards for each region. In the last year, the best Region 10 PES Student Chapter was from Kerala section. Only to highlight and give you a few suggestions about how you can improve each category of the high performers. First, I start with technical activities. When you take a look in the technical activities, this is one of the example of the activity that we received in the last year about the reporters. And one point that I believe that if you are not part of the collaboration with the PES Kerala chapter yet, you should work very closely with the PES Kerala chapter. And when you work closely with professional chapters, you can increase your technical activity in collaborative way. For example, this was one of the congress that was organized by professional chapters and student chapters and young professional in Jordan in the last year. This was the best report that we received from Region 8. So when you make collaboration with the professional chapter, you will have opportunity to increase in many different points and categories your score. So it's very important you work together with professional chapters, not only to improve the score, but because after you graduate, maybe the PES professional chapter can be the next step in your volunteer activities as future young professionals. And tour and technical visit. Also, I know that nowadays it's difficult to organize some technical visits because the COVID situation, but I have seen many chapters to organize online technical visits. So maybe you can consider to organize online technical visits in some local industry in Kerala or across India. You can contact the company, and the company can help you to make one online video record to explain and share the experience how the company works. So this is one suggestion how you can improve your tours in online world nowadays. Membership growth. Membership growth is a very important point because if you don't promote the membership and you don't attract more members to your chapters, you have a very difficult situation in the next year when you make the transition from one board members, PES Student Chapter board members to another. And every year, you analyze the number of PES students in each chapter. When you make the report, we will find a link where you can find the number of PES students in your chapter. So promote membership and make campaign to recruit new members is a very essential part of the high performance. Retention activity. How you can improve the retention activity in your chapter? For example, if you organize some activities to recognize, for example, PES members. For example, if you organize one activities and give discount to PES members, or if you organize one online tours or some online course and give priority for the registration to PES members, this is one way that you can make activity to engage and increase the retention activity with your chapters. This kind of activity is the expectation together with membership elevation. Also, we analyze every year how many of the students are elevated to another category in the PES student chapters. Membership recognition activities. It's the same as retention activity. For example, but it's more focused only in the membership. For example, give priority to provide more opportunities or discounts or registration priority to PES members. And in this way, you can recognize and the PES members part of your chapters. And also you can have the opportunity to grow the number of PES students in your chapter. This is category number 6. Activity to recognize PES volunteers. It's very important to you as leaders of PES chapter recognize your peers, your colleagues, part of the PES chapter and PES family. And there are many ways to recognize PES volunteers. For example, when you organize one event like that, you can provide online certificate to the attendees for the speakers or for the core team members that you organize the conference or any activity that you organize with your PES student chapter. This is a simple way to recognize PES volunteers, and you can increase the score of your chapter. Another way is to recognize PES volunteer in the social media. This is one example from Jordan too, where they recognize every month the best PES student chapter volunteer in each chapter. So they recognize in the social media with a post, one design, the volunteer that have the best activity in their month. Okay, and this is one way to recognize PES volunteers, a very simple way. Step events that you heard a little bit more in the next presentation from Anandu, but it's very important to organize step events with your chapters. And how you can organize this event. For example, organize one workshop to teach how to write a good CV, how to make a good interview, how to improve your communication skills, make home table with PES volunteers that get a good job, past PES student chapter volunteer that made a successful transition to young professional, and nowadays they are part of the academic or industry field in India or another part of the world. Only a few points or an example of an activity that you can organize under step activity in the PES. Women Power, make collaboration with the Women Power Committee and also organize some events focused on Women Power in your chapter. This is a very important topic to add as part of your annual planning. Humanitarian activity and how you can engage with humanitarian activity. In the PES, we have the PES HAC, Humanitarian Activity Committee. This is a good way to engage with humanitarian activity in your chapters. And there are many ways to engage and improve humanitarian activity in your chapter. For example, normally PES HAC make ambassador program and make call for volunteers. For example, this was one call for volunteers that you organize a few years ago with the first call for PES HAC ambassadors, where we had more than 200 ambassadors. And you can see India is very active in many of the ambassador programs that we have in PES. You can see here on the map. Also engage with competition. Or support to host the competition or attend or motivate your chapter volunteer to attend the competition. This was the competition that was organized in April of this year, the PES Humanitarian Technology Project Design Competition, where you provide $500 for the first position, $200 for second position, and $300 for the second, and $200 for the third position. And in India, you had, and also in Kerala, you had 2 co-hosts. This is one of the PES student chapter that you help us to organize the competition. This is very successful way to engage with the humanitarian competition. Congratulations, Kerala, to help us and engage with humanitarian activities as a co-host of this competition. And also Young Professional of Kerala chapter help us to organize the second edition of the PES HAC local round in India. And here you can see the winners of each local host. And you can see India was selected for best project to be the final edition of the competition. And we received more than 26 projects from different chapters. So it's the most important part is become engaged with the competition, not winner the competition. But if you engage with the competition, you can report this kind of task and activity as part of the your annual report and high performance too. And also you can become engaged with PES Hack as a volunteers of the, for example, this is some volunteers that you had in the previous competition. Or become members of the PES Hack committee too. This was the call that we made for PES Hack volunteers. When you move to pre-university activities, there are many ways to engage with pre-university activities. And this was the renewable energy in school, where PES chapters engage with elementary and high school students to inspire them to become the future leaders and learn a little bit more about renewable energy. So PES student chapters visit schools and teach about renewable energy. Again, I know that now it's very difficult to join and visit schools. However, there are many ways to engage with pre-university activity and has for kids in the online world too. For example, you can make some online tutorials to teach kids about some renewable energy topics, and you can promote these online tutorials in the social media. This is some activity that we had in the past years in schools, also with elementary students with 18 years old, also with another student with 10 years old. This was activity in Brazil. With a high school student with 16, 17 years old also. Also, we have the Has for Kids. This is another way that you can engage with your chapters with pre-university activity. In the Has for Kids, we ask and make call for the PES chapter to submit online drawings to us to be part of the Has for Kids materials. So with your chapter, you can build and design some drawings, submit to us, to the PES CSAC, so you can promote your chapter globally, because when you submit to us the design and design was selected, you add this design as part of the official PES Has for Kids and in the PES CSAC website. So another chapters, for example, from Peru, from the US, from China, can download this design made by your chapters and can visit the school. And also you can download design made by another countries and visit some schools to promote renewable energy. It is a collaborative way to work. And also some pictures about activities with students with 4 and 5 years old, also in Brazil. Also, we have another example. It's not necessarily working only with Has or Has for Kids. This is one example of a pre-university activity organized by Tunisia. They have their own chapter pre-university activities. When you go for the PES Day is very important program to become engaged, and how you can engage with this activity, organize PES Day events or become a PES Day ambassadors. Every year we have call for ambassadors, and it's very important to apply to become ambassadors with your PES student chapter and organize events with your PES student chapter, because this is part of the expectation to the high performers. And also the PES Day focus on 5 different pillars of the PES Day, that is standard of the PES, that is standard leadership, education, and the future workforce, industry activity trends, participation in regulatory initiative, and global partnership. When you move for PES News, this was very important also, because you can be the best PES student chapter in the world, but if you don't share this information, you can organize the best activity in the world, but you need to publicize this activity. One activity that you made in Kerala can inspire students across the globe. And how is the best way to promote this activity in the global scenario? If you submit your activity with one article to PES News, all the more than 4,000 PES members you receive and can read this information and can know a little bit more and become inspired by your chapter with the PES News newsletter. And I would like to remember you that if you don't submit yet your activity, and you can submit your 2020 activity to the PES News articles until July, the end of July, and you can receive additional score to your report for this year, but you need to submit the activity of the last year. And interaction with another IEEE unit is very important. As Saran talked with you, there are many ways to make an interaction in Kerala, and this is the expectation that you have. We have the expectation that chapter need to make collaboration with student branch, section, young professional affinity group, PES Young Professional Committee, PES Human Power, Women Engineer Affinity Group, PES section chapters like PES Kerala chapter, and another PES student chapters in your country and in another countries of the regions and in another regions too. Because in the online environments, now you can make collaboration across the globe in different countries. This is the expectation. And one of the best suggestions that I have to you, if you make more collaboration, you can make a better impact and get better results in the high performers. When you make one event, try to add different kind of collaboration with your event. In this way, you can make a better impact and you can inspire more people with your event. And how you can make interaction with another chapter is in a very easy way. For example, if you organize one event with your chapter, or you can make collaboration with another chapter in Kerala or in another part of the world with ambassador program to your event. This is one very best practice that was organized by Jordan too. They organized the conference and they had ambassadors for each chapter in Jordan. This is a very easy way to make collaboration with other chapters. And make collaboration with young professional and PES young professional that I believe that Nandu will talk a little bit more in the next few minutes. As Saran talk with you, when you talk about collaboration, the Network Without Borders project is one of the best practices that you can make collaboration across the globe. This initiative started in 2014 as part of the first PES Global Student Congress in Ankara. And yes, as we heard before, the idea is to make collaborative project with PES Student Chapter, Young Professional, PES Section Chapter, Women Power, and engage the student to become a good engineer in the international environment. Because today you live in India, but in a few years you can move for the US or China or another part of the world to work as industry member or as academic member with your master or PhD degree. Education activities also is very important, and there are many ways to organize educational activities. For example, with pre-university activities, with online course, or workshops, or any kind of training that you wish. Conference activities. Also, there are two ways to get score in this category. You can organize one conference activity, or you can attend in the conference activity. But to add this kind of activity in the report, you need to have a certificate. If you don't have a certificate that you attend in one conference, you cannot report this. Okay, but when you organize the event, there are many ways with pictures to show that you really organize the conference activity. And another activity, for example, new initiative, practical projects, meetings, and this kind of activities. This is an overview with different suggestions to each category, how you can improve. Also, I would like to remember you that you have that you need to help to promote and increase the number of PES students in your chapter, and the promotional code is a very great way to promote and attract and recruit new members to your chapters. We have 100% of discount to new members, student and graduate student members. Also, we have 15% of discount to new IEEE members, student members, and graduate student members, and also to renew your membership. And also, we have promotional code to PES members, student and graduate student members. As I told you, if you have any question, you can contact Saran. Saran is the main connection in Kerala, as South India representative too, in the PES CSAC, and you can send mail to us too. Thank you. And only to finalize this presentation, I would like to share with you only one additional point, that is, let me share with you. Give me 1 minute. Yes, when you make the report, this is one point, because as I told you, you need to report by the end of this month. This is the template how you can show to us your activity. You need to submit the report with the online form, but you also need to prepare all the pictures and all the information to add in this template. And this template, you need to add your logo, your PES chapter logo here, and the number of your chapters. And you need to provide basic information, number of the chapter, number of university, section name, seat, state, country, the number of the share of the last year, the advisor, and who submitted the report in this year. When you move to the technical activity, you can see in all the activity you need to provide the title of the event, number of attendees, IEEE members, non-IEEE members, PES members, and total numbers of attendees, members and non-members of IEEE. And if you have the recorded video, you can add here, link of the recorded video, and add some pictures, okay? If you don't send to us pictures, we receive only half of the score, okay? If you submit the pictures, we receive the full score for this activity. The same for tours and technical visits, category number 2, retention activities. Each category you need to provide pictures and this basic information. How you recognize volunteers, what kind of step events that you organize, what kind of human power activity that you organize in the last year. Everything is for the last year. If you submit for this year, you not receive a score. The report is based on the last year only. What kind of PES humanitarian activity that you organize, a kind of the PES day activities, articles. To report the article, you need to take print screen of the articles and add here, okay? Only of the articles that you submit in the last year and was published. Additional articles, you provide additional score when you submit to us by email. This is only for the past article that you publish. Interaction with student branch, pictures about that. Interaction with section. Interaction with PES section chapters. Interaction with young professional and PES young professionals. Interaction with women engineer affinity group. Interaction with PES student chapter in the same country, India. Interaction with PES student chapter in different country and the same region, for example, Bangladesh, India, China, India. And interaction with a different region, for example, I don't know, Peru and India, or US and India. Online course, what kind of online course that you organize in the last year. Pre-university activity, if you organize any kind of pre-university activities. Other kind of activities, education activities. Conference activities that you organize. and conference activity that you attend. In this point, you need to add the certificate and pictures to show that you really attending in the conference. And another activities like meetings, new initiative that was not considered in the previous categories, or practical projects. Okay. Yeah, so this is the template. This is very important part. Also, you have the online form, but the online form you can read with more details later. Only to show to you the online form. Yeah, this is the online form that you have. Okay, there are all the rulers you can read with more details here, and also you can access and download the PPT. And here you can see all the categories that I mentioned before here. Okay, that is considered. Also, if you want, it's not mandatory. You can prepare one video of 5 minutes. It's not mandatory. PPT also is not mandatory, but you receive less score if you don't submit. Okay. Also, this is very important. The annual report don't provide to you rewards, but the high performance, that is part number 2 of this online form, you provide to you reward. Okay. But what's the advantage of the annual report? Because if you submit the annual report and you provide to us the name of the volunteers and position of the volunteers, we will prepare and send to you certificate for the volunteers of the PES Student Chapter that was part of your chapter in the last year. But it's very important we provide to us this information in the annual report. So if you are not considered to submit to us the high performers, please consider to submit the annual report, because this is very important to you, because in a few years, if you would like to apply for a job or any kind of academic position in master, PhD degree, this kind of certificate can help you. Okay. And by the end, now to finalize, now you made a small change in the way that you receive funding. Now you receive funding only by section account. Okay, because in the previous years, when you ask for chapter, what's the name, what's the details about the bank account, many chapter provide not all the information or correct information for the bank accounts. So this make a big delay to receive the funding. And for this year, the PS decide, and all the chapters receive the money by the section IEEE account. So it's very important to work close with your section to get this funding. And this is everything that I have. I prepared. As I told you, we have this online form, and you can save. Also, you can start to work and click and save, and so you can work step by step. Okay. Yes, and later you can ask a question to me too, or for another members. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your words. We are very grateful to have you here. Next, he's the Senior Executive for Light Solution Groups at Wipro Consumer Care and Lighting. He has also served as Student Activity Coordinator at IEEE PES Kerala. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Thank you. Student Transition and Elevation Team Lead, IEEE PES YP Kerala, and is the current YP Activities Coordinator of IEEE PES Kerala Chapter, and R1 to R10 Step Coordinator of IEEE PES CSAC. We would now like to invite Engineer Anandu S. Kumar, Activity Coordinator of IEEE PES Kerala, YP Kerala, to discuss the importance of PES Step initiatives with PES CSAC representative and involvement with local YP, AG, and PES young professionals. Please.
Thank you, Nandakishore, for the introduction. So am I, is the screen is visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah, thank you. So actually, I'm mainly covering the coordination between PS and professionals, and definitely the step activities. So I think Tiago as well as Sharon already covered this topic. Even though I'm covering these things along with the scenarios in Kerala section. So myself, Andreas Kumar, I'm a senior light design engineer at Wipro Lighting in India. Also, I was the past student activities coordinator of IEEE PES Kerala chapter. Currently taking care of the YP activities of IEEE PES Kerala chapter and the CSAC, our Region 1 to Region 10 PS step coordinator. So coming to PS and professionals. So as you know, PS and professionals are the IEEE young professional members with PS membership. So definitely here we have a technical affinity as well towards power and energy society field. We are around 7,000 plus PS and professional members are there in worldwide. So what is PSYP Kerala is doing? So PSYP Kerala is a community of PS and professionals in IEEE PS Kerala chapter. So actually we have a core team with our PS and professionals. So these are some of the executive members. We have a advisor for PS and professional community in Kerala, who is the vice chair, Dr. Shobha Manakarna. So I'm taking care of PSYP activities, and we have a lot of members like different committees like entrepreneurship committee, activities committee, educational committee, and we have PS and professional representative for us, depending upon the geography. We have for Malabar subsection, we have a PSYP representative. For Kochi subsection, we have a PSYP representative, and so on. So that we can ensure the PS and professional activities are there along our geographical location. So this is the this year PS YP Kerala chapter team meetup actually. So we have a team meetup at a houseboat in Kollam district of Kerala state. So this is a picture of IEEE PS Kerala chapter and PS Kerala chapter and professional committee members in last I think it is in April or May. So I'm not remembering the exact date. So why IEEE PS and professional? Why we are here? So definitely we have building continually the activities among our student members, especially among our student branch chapters, especially PS student branch chapter as well as IEEE student branch all across the Kerala state. And we have providing our young professional members with lot of mentorship, professional activities exclusively for young professional, and we are guiding them for like PS careers, like how we can get a good job fairs, etc. So also definitely our main listeners will be definitely the student members, especially PS student members across the state. As an IEEE PES Kerala chapter, we have the largest number of student members all across the globe. So we will providing like much more interaction between the PS and professionals and the PS student members. So some of the activities that PSYP Kerala is conducting among student members. One is STEP. So yes, PS Kerala chapter is already organizing student transition innovation partnership program, especially PS STEP. So last year we are organized in the month of February. So it is funded by PS headquarters through its member-driven initiative, and we have SID and search in a way do it yourself. So this is a program that we are we are giving the technical skills to our student members who can implement a project through themselves. So search in a way do it yourself, it is a humanitarian project that can be implemented in the local community. So we are launched robo sanitizer. One of our PSYP member who is name is Anish MS. So he's launched this initiative as a robo sanitizer challenge in last year when the COVID booming time. So around more than 25 student branch chapters across the Kerala section has been implemented the robo sanitizer in the early stage of COVID-19 pandemic. So another one is ROSI, so it's a renewable energy program, humanitarian activities. And also IFSFS, so I think Shani's already mentioned it is a, we have collaborated with humanitarian activities committees and special interest group for humanitarian technology to implement a sustainable future summit. And industrial visit. So we are encouraging all our PS student branch chapters as well as PS and professionals for an industrial visit. As already mentioned, due to COVID-19 pandemic, right now we are not conducting any industrial visit, so all are virtual right now. So last year we had conducted a visit to Kudamkulam nuclear power plant, which is the largest single nuclear power plant in India. So its capacity is 2000 megawatts. So also we have last year we have initiated All Kerala Parliament Society Young Professionals Congress. So we have more than 150 to 150 to 200 PS Young Professionals, including graduate student members and YP the members who have Young Professional membership. So for them we have launched All Kerala PS Young Professional Congress. Last year it was supported by Young Professional Headquarters through YP funding. So we are conducting a lot of EXCOM trainings because most of the student branch chapters are not aware about the V2s, officer reporting, event reporting, and so on. So we will conduct, the PS and professional community will conduct EXCOM training to ensure that all those the V2s parameters are already updated and how to use OU analytics and so on. So the PS and professional members will help the PS student branch chapters for doing all those things, and we will conduct a lot of workshops, webinars, technical lectures, panel discussions, and so on. So these are some of our events that we are conducted. So in the top left side, you can see this is an All Kerala Parliamentary Society Student Congress in 2019, which was held at College of Engineering, Karnataka. So these are the YP team out there, and these are the AGM photos, Parliament Society AGM, and the workshop, robotics workshop, handled by PS and Professional. So coming to student transition elevation program, as Thiago mentioned, it's a very important parameter for getting high performance student branch chapter program from IEEE PES headquarters. So coming to Kerala chapter, Kerala PES chapters will get a very good role to conduct student transition elevation partnership program. So we are conducting it regularly. So the main aim of STEP is to, we have a lot of members who are graduating. For example, many of the members graduated recently to student members to young professional members. So we will ensure this membership continuing after the college. They are continuing their PS membership as well as IEEE membership throughout their career. So that is the aim of Student Transition Elevation Partnership Program. So we are mainly focusing on the elevation from a student member to a graduate student members who is opting for his higher education like MS, MTech or PhD, and as well as we are also to transforming to member, the normal member who are going to industry kind of thing. So we will conduct this thing. So last year 2020 we are conducted in February. So you can see a picture behind it. So the PS step, the first PS step that is conducted in the year 2020 February month, which is supported from IEEE PS headquarters through its member-driven initiative program. So I think these are the events. So this year, due to COVID pandemic, we are not allowed to conduct any event face to face. Like we are avoiding the face to face events. So this year we are going virtual. So due to actually we are already planned this activity, but due to the exams of final year student members, we have postponed it, and we are going to conduct in 31st July and 1st August. So I will invite our CSAC team, especially Asla, Thiago, and everyone. So I will write a mail for them. So here, even though this PS step, we are collaborating with 3 PS student branch chapters. With this one is IEEE PS student branch chapters, Government Engineering College Thrissur, and another one is College of Engineering Cherthala PS student branch chapter, and PS student branch chapter of National Institute of Technology Calicut, and MPCET, Marbachelius College of Engineering, Trivandrum. So these are the 4 PS student branch chapters we are collaborating PS step this year. And HPSBCP, if you can conduct the step event, so you will be eligible for evaluating IEEE PS high performance student branch chapter program. So it is rightly mentioned from Sharon as well as Thiago. So this is the one thing. And the second thing is not only PS HPSBCP program, but also the regional exemplary. So IEEE MGA regional exemplary student branch award. So you will become eligible for IEEE regional exemplary student branch award. So this is an award from MGA level. So also you are interacting with local PSYP. So you will be another, or not only PS YPs, we are also part of YP affinity group. So you're interacting with PS YPs as well as YP affinity group of the section. So definitely you are also become eligible for another point in IEEE PES HPSBCP. For that we are conducted not only physical event, they are already conducted the for student branch chapters, they are already conducted virtual events as well. So you can see in the left top, you can see the our physical event, PS step, and on the right side we are collaborated with different PS student branch chapters to ensure the student transition elevation. So these are the other events which is collaborated with PS and professionals. So we are ready to collaborate with the PS student branch chapters across section. If you need like even outside the section, we are ready to collaborate with them, and they also will get benefited as well as they are eligible for another point in high performance student branch chapter program from PS headquarters and CSAC. So these are about a little bit about step activities. So I think most of them are understood. That if you have any doubts, yeah, after this session you can put your queries on our chat box. Another thing is distinguished as a program is also another important part. So actually you can apply PS student branch chapters can apply DLP through their professional chapters. So you can contact us through our official website ps.iiekala.org. So DLP request. So we have our DLP coordinator for this, Mr. Akshay Krishnan, who will coordinate the DLP. So you can request the DLP. So the PS Kerala chapter can collaborate with you, collaborate with your student branch chapter, and we can request to DLP from PS headquarters. So we have a certain path for this. So this will also help you to interact with your local PS chapter. So and the PS student branch chapters. So these are the some of our PS DLP programs that we are collaborated with some of our PS student branch chapters as well. One is Vimal Jodi PS student branch chapters, another is Rajagiri School of Engineering PS student branch chapters. So these are the some of our activities and how you can collaborate with IEEE Kerala section, PS Kerala chapter and its entities. So how you can interact with PS, like collaboration with PS Kerala chapter. Another important thing that is pointed out by Thiago to get, definitely you can interact with PS Kerala chapter, there is no issue. So we have for Kerala section in Exicom, we have a student activities coordinator. He is also the same person who is responsible for the CSAC student activities for South India 2 representative. This is Mr. Sharon KS. Just drop a mail to Sharon KS in ks.sharon@iiekala.org. So it is recommended you can mark CC to your PSSBC advisor and you can request for a collaboration for different events. So what are the events that you can collaborate? So these are some of the events that we are collaborate across more than 35 PS student branch chapters across Kerala section. So we have a lot of field, almost we have a lot of our membership. Actually we have an enriched membership. We is starting from student members. We have live senior members, more than 12 live. We have 12 live senior members in PS Kerala chapter, and we have the persons from academia, industry, from Kerala State Electricity Board, from nuclear power plants, and we have a very enriched membership community we have. So you can request for any of your things that is related to power energy society field. So some of the webinar that we have taken recently, that is listed here. If you need anything, just write a mail to Mr. Sharon KS. So that is the Kerala section part as well as IEEE PES Kerala chapter part. You can interact both the section, both the chapter through Sharon. Just drop a mail. And how you can interact with PS YP Kerala. So it's a community inside PS Kerala chapter. So this will also boost your points in a high performance student branch chapter program. So just drop me a mail so at anantu@iiekala.org and please mark CC to KS Sharon as well as PSYPKerala@gmail.com, and it is recommended that you can put mark in PSSBC advisors in CC, so you will can request and we can collaborate with your PS student branch chapter. There is no issue at all. So what are the event things that PS and professionals Kerala community can take over? So we will conduct membership development program, especially the elevation programs, webinars, different kind of webinars, workshops, panel discussion, PS student Exicom trainings, and concept related activities, project, and all other technical activities. We have a very vibrant PS and professional communities with around 200 members. So we have an enriched community. So these are some of our activities that we are we are done through our PS and professional members. So a lot of student branch chapters are collaborating, PS student branch chapters as well as student branches are collaborating, and later they are opening their PS student branch chapter because of the collaboration with PS and professional. So these are some of our topics that we have covered recently. So especially we are also take the travel granting kind of things. So, and collaborated topics, these are the collaborated topics, and workshop like CAD, robotics, and our earlier collaboration with the student branch chapter. So we are collaborated with the Lexicon 2.0. It is in association with College of Engineering Kerala PES Student Branch Chapter. We are collaborating with TWIS. I think it is with the JCET PES Student Branch Chapter. Esperanza, I think it is with JCET PS Student Branch Chapter. So Extract with the NSS College of Engineering PS Student Branch Chapter. So we are conducting a lot of activities. There are events. We are like we will be invited as a speaker, so we will get a panel discussion or like a workshop, that kind of stuff. So with the student branches, these are one of their main event, and we are collaborated with they have collaborated with PS and professionals. So these are the couple of events that we are conducted through our PS and professionals. So Industry Connect is on actually it is from a National Institute of Technologies initiative. So we are already collaborated with them. So these are some of the things, some of the postures that you can see interaction with PS and professionals Kerala. So and how you can collaborate with other OUs. So it's very simple. Definitely the OU kind of things you can directly contact the OU chair. So as Thiago rightly mentioned, we have all those the chairs name. So we have chairs group, we have chairs WhatsApp group kind of stuff. So you will be pretty aware about all those chairs. That means around 43 PS student branch chapters across sections. So we have a chairs group, chair, vice chair, secretary group. So you can directly contact that particular OU chair. For example, the College of Engineering chapter can contact the National Institute of Technology PS chapter chair, and they can interact, and they can they can schedule an event in collaboration with the same section, within the same section, the same student branch, and the same section, different section within same country. Yes, that we can do. If you don't have any connection, let us know, so we can interact with any Bombay section or Bangladesh section, or within same region or within the same country. And if you need to interact with another PS student branch chapter outside the region 10, like for example region 1 to 7, so we have also connection. So just inform us, so we can help you all the PS student branch chapters to interact with other PS student branch chapters all across the globe, and within the section, within the other section, within the same country, and within outside the country, but with the same region. So we can do that. There is no issue at all. And thank you. You guys have any queries, please do it in your chat box. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir, for your words. Now we are moving on to the Q&A session. If any of the participants have any questions or suggestions, please unmute yourselves or let us know your concerns in the chat box. So we have a question in the chat box. If we have conducted an event which belongs to multiple categories, should we need to put it in all the respective categories while preparing the PPT? Thiago, sir?
Let me read the question. If you conduct your event. Yes, one point that you can submit this in PPT, you can add the pictures, depend of the number of the events that you have. For example, because you have limits of the slide, is 80 slide, the maximum. If you have too much events, you can choose one category and add a note in the PPT subcategories. For example, technical activity with subcategory human power, pro-universe activity, in this way. If you have less than If you don't have a lot of events, you can duplicate the slide. So there are two ways: duplicate the slide and add the same events in two categories, or add a note with subcategories. Everything depends of the number of activities that you have, because you have the limit of slides to show your pictures. But it's true, if you have one event, the same events can attend a different category.
Thank you, sir. Any more questions?
Hello, Nanda. This is Hasala.
Yes, sir.
I have a few suggestions and a few comments to add to what you guys were talking about. So the first thing is, guys, you are from PES Kerala, and PES Kerala is the flag bearer of grassroots success in PES. This is what the world, every chapter in the world wants to be. So you can be proud of everything that you guys have achieved and are achieving. Now I know that when it comes to awards, we apply for awards and sometimes we don't get it. Sometimes we believe we have done a really good application and we might not get it. But don't be disappointed. These awards are you could call it that they're not critical, in that it does help with money. But at the end of the day, the events that you have done, the leadership that you have given, the things that you have organized, that will help you develop as a person, as a professional, as an engineer. These are skills that you can't really get from your school. It's not in the power system and analysis course, how to work with difficult people, how to organize things, how to manage your projects, manage your time, and all that stuff. And then the other part of it is that you are helping your folks. You are helping your university. You are helping your members, and this is something that you can be very happy about. The value you bring to other people in life. So don't be disappointed if you don't get it. Just be happy of what you have achieved in putting the things into the program. Just look at the list of things you have done, and I think that will make you happy, and just keep doing what you're doing. So I'm really happy to see the success that Kerala folks in Kerala, our members in Kerala, are going through every year. They're different, better and bigger standards every single year. And yes, thank you all for your hard work, your volunteering for PES. Yeah, that's what I wanted to share. So yeah, have a great evening, guys.
Thank you so much for your motivational words, sir. I hope it will give motivation to all our PS volunteers to volunteer actively.
Yes, I would like to provide another suggestion. What normally happened, what I saw this not happen only with Kerala, but with another countries. Every year when you have call for report, we provide 1 month period to submit the report. But what's happened most of the time? Most of the time you receive the report in the last hour of the last day of the call for reports. So I understand when you start to submit the report in the last day, we don't have a lot of time to finalize and write in a good way. And as Hazala told to us, and also as I saw in many countries, normally the result of the high performers don't show the real impact that the chapter made in the previous year. But you can analyze and you can recognize the chapter based on their report. What you need to start to submit and prepare your report weeks before, days before the deadline. If you work in the last day of the deadline and you submit, okay, you can get the funding, but maybe you not get the funding in the best way that you can based on your activity. If you have made one outstanding job for 1 year in the previous year, and you decide to submit the report in the last hour of the call for report, this will impact the visibility and the funding that you can get. So try to work not in the last day of the deadline, but work with your team before the deadline and prepare everything so you can achieve the best score as possible for your chapter. So the result of the high performance can show and can represent in a better way the impact that you have done with your PES Student chapter. But because, for example, in Kerala, I have seen outstanding activity every year, but most of the time the result that you saw in the report is not the same result that you see in the social media or the event that you attend. And the second point, how you can improve, if I can provide to you only one suggestion for all the previous suggestion that I give it to you, try to make the biggest collaboration that you can, not only in Kerala, but with another chapter in India or in another part of the world. If you work alone with your volunteers in your university, you can make one impact. But it's very difficult to compare when you make collaboration with 2 universities, 3 universities. In Kerala, you have, I believe, 42 PES Student chapters. So think if you organize one event and make collaboration with all these chapters, you can make one outstanding impact that you cannot compare with in any part of the world, because Kerala is the section that there are more chapters. But the point is, you need to increase the number of collaboration. Don't work alone with your university only, with your PES Student chapter only. Increase the collaboration and you increase the impact of your events and result of your events.
Thank you, sir. Are there any more questions? So let's move to the next session. One of our most vibrant and enthusiastic volunteers, Mr. Vignesh Haridas, is currently volunteering as a student representative of IEEE PES Kerala chapter. He is also the chairman of IEEE ASB, Adishankara Institute of Science and Engineering Technology. I would now like to invite him to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Mansoor. Am I audible?
You are audible.
Okay, thank you. So good evening all. I hope the sessions were insightful and informative for all of you and have got a clear idea about PES HPSBCP. Today I'm asked to deliver the vote of thanks for the event. So first and foremost, let me thank our guest for the evening, Dr. Tiago Alankar, Chair, IEEE PES CSAC. Sir, your session helped us in knowing how to improve the ranking, best practices in reporting, and the criteria to follow to get something like HPSBCP. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Next, let me thank Engineer Suhair A.K., Chair, IEEE PES Kerala Chapter, for his great support to us in all our ventures. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Next, let me thank Engineer K. Sharan, Student Activities Coordinator, IEEE PES Kerala Chapter, also the South India representative of IEEE PES CSAC. Your session helped all of us to know more about PES CSAC, its goals, activities, and the volunteering opportunities provided by PES CSAC. Thank you, sir. Next, I thank Engineer Anandu S. Kumar, YP Activity Coordinator and STEP Coordinator, Region 1 to 10, IEEE PES CSAC, for sharing the importance of PES STEP, the involvement with local young professional community groups and PES young professionals. Thank you, sir. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to the Student Leadership Team Subcommittee members, Student Leadership Team, IEEE PES Kerala Chapter, IEEE PES YP Kerala, IEEE PES CSAC members for joining us for this event. Last but not the least, I thank all the PES office bearers from different PES SBCs, all over IEEE Kerala section for joining us. Also, on behalf of the IEEE PES Kerala Chapter, I wish you all best wishes for the upcoming HPSBCP. Thank you.
Thank you, Vignesh. Before we end, if possible, we can have a virtual photograph. I request everyone to please turn on your cameras. I'll take the screenshot now. Thank you. We have posted the feedback form in the chat box. Please do fill it up. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to all the participants and the guests for making today's session a grand success. I hope all your SBCs will gain good ranks in the SPSBCP. More part of the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining. Thank you, CSAC team. Bye. Take care.
Thank you, everyone.